Now on Nightside, a new wolf pack is living on Mount Spokane. We'll show you the video.
Rain is moving slowly across the region tonight. I'll tell you about a flood watch and the possibility of thunderstorms tomorrow in the first alert forecast.
A car in Vancouver, Washington stolen with an infant inside. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. You'll want to have your rain gear handy tomorrow. Definitely need to find those boots. We have another round of wet weather. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker in the First Alert Weather Center to see how long this rain is going to last. Chris?
Well, we have been trying to bring it in all evening. A very slow moving system. We do have a little bit of light rain in downtown right now, but it has been dry for most of the evening in Coeur d'Alene, Liberty Lake, Spokane Valley, as this system really is coming to almost a dead stop as it just creeps eastward across the region. Let's take a broader view on this system, and it has been sitting and raining in an area from Moses Lake up through the Sandpoint area for hours now, but has made very little progress in our direction. It is going to slowly continue to make its way to the east overnight with wet weather for tomorrow morning. Here's our forecast radar starting off at our current time, finally bringing that rain in more steadily across the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area overnight, but then it's going to pick up steam and move out a lot quicker than it moved in. By 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, we are mostly dry except for some rain in the central panhandle and down into the Orofino area. However, we will see the possibility of some thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. I'll have more on that in just a few moments. First, we do have a flood watch through tomorrow night for the area shaded in green on your screen. It is the combination of that rain as well as melting snow that will be a challenge for some of our smaller creeks to stay in their banks. Windy tomorrow. Our winds will be picking up in the afternoon, a high of 50 degrees. That's a 10-degree drop from today, but 5 degrees below average. I'll be back to talk about thunderstorms and tell you about some warmer weather ahead for next weekend, Aaron.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris. Well, that wet weather isn't the only thing that may affect your drive tomorrow. There are several construction projects going on in Spokane you should probably know about. In downtown Spokane, Riverside will be closed between Stevens and Wall, and Howard will be closed between Riverside and Sprague for the Riverside Grind and Overlay project. That's expected to be done by Saturday, April 22nd. Crews are also working on the Thor-Freya corridor between Sprague and Hartson Avenue to replace temporary markings with permanent striping. There will be lane closures in both directions. That work is expected to finish April 28th. There will also be detours and lane restrictions on East Wellesley between Haven and Market Street while city crews work to increase capacity, and they're also replacing water infrastructure. Breaking new details in the shooting at a bank in Louisville, Kentucky. Authorities say the shooter had worked at the bank for over a year and knew he was going to be fired.
He wrote a note to his loved ones, then left for work this morning and opened fire. Some employees were in a meeting when the gunman walked in and started firing. One manager was joining the meeting virtually and witnessed her coworkers being killed. And she wasn't the only one. The shooter live streamed his attack on Instagram. The video has been taken down. 5 people were killed in the attack and 8 others were injured, including a 26-year-old police officer who was shot in the head, then rushed to the hospital where he had surgery. The 5 victims who did not make it were Joshua Barrick, Juliana Farmer, Tommy Elliott, Deanna Eckert, and James Tutt. A bill that would ban the sale of assault weapons is about to become law in Washington state.
The bill would prohibit the manufacturing, import, distribution, and sale of assault weapons like the AR-15. On your screen now is a lengthy list of firearms that would become outlawed should this bill pass. Lawmakers outlined 62 different makes and models, including a complete ban of some weapons altogether, like the AK-47 in all forms. Lawmakers also included a list of modifications for these firearms that would also be outlawed as well. Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles says lawmakers should readjust their focus to the mental health crisis that he says is driving these shootings.
This assault weapon ban that they're going after, it is just political posturing. They don't really care about some of the things that are causing the health crisis in the state of Washington, things that are causing real deaths. They're not funding it, and they don't have a plan to address it.
Advocates for gun safety are calling this a victory. Jan Weissel saying, quote, "Our communities are being devastated by gun violence while the gun industry is profiting from pouring deadly weapons onto our streets. We are grateful for Senator Jamie Peterson and every member of the legislature for their leadership and commitment to protecting the well-being of Washington families."
A car in Vancouver, Washington was stolen with an infant inside. John and Ashley Lingle's son was kidnapped just a few feet away from where his dad was standing.
He opens my car door, and I say, "My son's in there. Please, my son's in there. Give me my son back. You can have my car. Just give my son back."
The couple owns a food cart in Vancouver. They say they were setting up when someone jumped into their car and drove off with their baby inside. About 15 minutes later, deputies found the car with the baby still safe. And then later that day, the parents say they received an alert from their bank and their cards were being used at a mall nearby. They called the police and then they sped to the mall where they found the suspect inside of a JCPenney and tackled him, and they held him until police arrived and arrested him. New on Nightside, an urgent search for a missing Minnesota mom, Madeline Kingsbury, who disappeared after dropping her kids off at daycare a week and a half ago.
Well, nearly 2,000 volunteers turning out over the weekend to help look for clues. According to police, Kingsbury and her children's father dropped their kids off at daycare and returned to her home together. The father says he left the house around 10 a.m. and when he returned later that day, he says Kingsbury was not there. Investigators say they found her phone, the jacket she was wearing that morning, and her wallet still inside the house. The family is now offering a $50,000 reward for any information that helps them find her.
Love her, and Maddie, we're going to find you.
This morning in Idaho, Lori Vallow stood trial before a jury on charges of killing her two children, 7-year-old JJ and 17-year-old Tylee. Vallow and her husband, Chad Daybell, are also accused of conspiring to kill her husband's former wife, who died a month before Lori and Chad got married. The grandparents of Vallow's son reported them missing in 2019 after Vallow privately married Daybell in Hawaii and joined his religious group.
Ever since she's been involved in this doomsday cult, that is not the same Lori that we knew for 13 years.
In divorce papers, Vallow's ex-husband, Charles, said Lori believed she was a, quote, godlike figure who called the children zombies and said she was sent to usher in the apocalypse. After 9 months of searching, the children's remains were found in a shallow grave on their stepfather's property. Chad's ex-wife, Tammy's death was originally ruled natural before investigators alleged Lori and Chad killed her in order to collect her life insurance money.
Well, new on Nightside. One man was stabbed inside a mosque during Ramadan service in New Jersey. We do want to warn you, the video you're about to see could be considered disturbing.
According to investigators, the suspect is Muslim but not a member of the mosque, even though he occasionally prayed there. This is that security footage from the attack. Keep an eye on the man in the white jacket that has his hood up in the center of the screen. You see as the rest of the group puts their head down, he charges to the front of the room, stabbing the man who is leading the prayer. Police are still investigating a motive.
Well, the last couple of weeks has seen multiple members of the Gonzaga Bulldogs announce they would be departing from the program for various reasons, whether that be graduation or the transfer portal. And on Monday, junior guard Julian Strother announced he would be testing the NBA waters. Strother took to Twitter saying, quote, "My time at Gonzaga has produced some of my greatest memories and strongest relationships. I would like to thank my coaches, teammates, and the entire Bulldogs staff who have helped me grow not only as a player, but as a man. And I'll be forever thankful for the support that Spokane has shown the kid from the bright lights of Vegas." Now, this isn't the first time he's tested the NBA waters. Last offseason, he decided to do the same, but ultimately returned and had the best season of his career, averaging more than 16 points a game while shooting better than 41% from beyond the arc. Early projections have Strother as a first-round or early second-round pick. So with Julian's decision, here's where the 2022-2023 2023 roster stands at our best guess to this point. Only 2 players with meaningful minutes are coming back, Nolan Hickman being the lone starter. Now, 2 players are undecided as we await to hear from Anton Watson and Malachi Smith, and 6 players are on the move, like we said, whether that be graduation or the transfer portal. And in the baseball world, for the second straight day, the Seattle Mariners dropped a game in extra innings. This time they fall to the Chicago Cubs on Monday night. The story of this game is a familiar one. The bats, the M's, just not capitalizing on the opportunities late in the game, and that ends up costing them as they dropped to 4-7 on the season. This is already the Mariners' 3rd extra innings loss. But Seattle will have an opportunity to even up the series as Chris Flexen's going to get the nod in Game 2 on Tuesday. Aaron, Kirsten, send it back over to you.
Thank you, Alex. Coming up on Nightside, dozens of leaked Pentagon documents posted on social media revealed that the U.S. is spying on enemies and allies.
And a new wolf pack is living on Mount Spokane. We're going to show you the video.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ironstone Furniture and Fire.
In therapy, there is promise. Each step forward is an achievement and a gift of hope. And at each hurdle, an encouraging hand. Joya, every child is limitless.
For a limited time, get a free set of pallet forks when you purchase a new John Deere 3E Series compact utility tractor. From new landscaping projects to cleaning up winter yard debris, this versatile tractor and attachment combo will help you tackle all your outdoor spring projects. Stop by your local Pape Machinery Ag and Turf store today to take advantage of no payments for 90 days on all new 1 through 4 Series compact tractors. Pape keeps you moving.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
I feel safer when you're in the building.
Over 10,000 stars.
History-making.
5 U.S. presidents.
The funny man.
Yes. And 20 years of explosive, iconic, heartfelt.
You sure about that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is where you're with the ones you love. Home isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, we're proud to call our communities home. And we're here with personalized home loans to help make your home dreams come true. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
Well, the rain, it's about 12 hours late. It has been hung up right to the west of the Spokane area all day. I'm sure if you're watching from Moses Lake or even Sandpoint or Chewelah, you're probably thinking, well, it's been raining for hours, but it is just very slow to make its way further to the south and east into Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, and Spirit Lake, where we've had some sprinkles, but not the deluge that was promised by an atmospheric river. 50 right now and raining in Spokane, 50 in Coeur d'Alene with dry conditions. Rainy and breezy tonight, 25-mile-per-hour gusts, up to 45-mile-per-hour gusts tomorrow, with the possibility of some thunderstorms. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We've got some water vapor on here for you showing an atmospheric river. Our wettest weather is the product of this particular weather pattern. It just has not made its way into the region. A slow-moving cold front has held it at bay. This cold front is finally going to pick up some steam, and So that will take the wet weather pretty much right over us. We will not get the soaking rains that they experienced just a little bit to the west. We will be drying out tomorrow, other than as we get into the afternoon, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Could see a little bit of graupel. Don't be surprised if you hear some rumbles of thunder, and then we dry out more significantly tomorrow night. Winds will be picking up actually overnight here 6 a.m. with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour in Pullman. They'll be peaking in the afternoon in the Columbia Basin and on the Palouse before they die down again by this time tomorrow. Your 7-day forecast, the chance of some lingering showers on Wednesday, and it could be in a variety of forms. Some graupel, a snow shower, some rain showers, and then we're dry through at least the start of the weekend. I'm going to revisit Sunday. Might have to add a chance of showers there, but we'll be back up in the 60s. Aaron.
Thank you, Chris. A new wolf pack is living on Mount Spokane. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says more than 200 wolves live in the state, and the wolf population has been growing every year. Captured on a hunter's video last October. Look at this, a new wolf pack, including at least 2 pups. And that is kind of on Mount Spokane, like we were saying. Fish and Wildlife says although wolves are rarely seen by hikers, people should be on the lookout, especially around their livestock.
Wolves can depredate on livestock, whether that's sheep or goats or cattle, and occasionally chickens. They don't often depredate on chickens, but it can occur. And so for anyone living in that area, it's definitely worth taking the same sort of precautions that you would to protect your animals from any large carnivores.
Anyone who has conflicts with wolves is asked to contact the department right away.
New on Nightside, a new study suggests when seemingly healthy older adults lose weight, it could signal an underlying issue. The study showed a link between just a 5% weight loss and the risk of mortality, particularly in older men. According to the study's lead author, the findings suggest senior weight loss could be a warning sign for cancer or dementia.
Dozens of leaked Pentagon documents posted on social media reveal that the U.S. is spying on enemies and allies.
Others show key weaknesses in Ukraine's military readiness, but there's debate over whether those documents are authentic.
This level of breach is significant.
U.S. officials are rattled, concerned that the information could jeopardize critical relationships. Several agencies are working to determine the authenticity and impact of those documents. Some of the documents, which officials say are authentic, expose the extent of U.S. eavesdropping on allies, including South Korea, Israel, and Ukraine. Others seem to divulge key weaknesses in Ukrainian weaponry and military readiness, while some show how much the U.S. has infiltrated the Russian Ministry of Defense. U.S. officials believe some of the documents may have been altered.
These photos appear to show documents similar in format to those used to provide daily updates to our senior leaders on Ukraine and Russia. Some of these images appear to have been altered.
New Starbucks drink is causing quite a stir. That's next on Nightside.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Gas pump credit card skimmers aren't new, but now skimmers are fooling people inside local stores.
Everyone can be victimized by this.
I'll show you how to beat the skimmer scammers and protect your money. Wednesday, only on 4 News Now at 6.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
Look at this baseball field and this one. How about this one? Which one is next for a 4 News Now Extreme Team Diamonds and Dreams makeover? How about yours? Go to KXLY.com and tell us why your field deserves a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Built for times like these. Clear thinking, expertise, and smart solutions have sustained us for more than 120 years. Washington Trust Bank has the strength and wisdom needed for times like these. We prepare for the unexpected, and we're just a phone call away. To find a personal banker or learn more about Washington Trust, visit watrust.com/financial partner. Washington Trust Bank, member FDIC.
Did you hear? We've expanded the Caesars Sportsbook at Spokane Tribe Casino, and now we're the largest sportsbook in the area. Come in to enjoy even more seating, a brand new buddy bar where you can play and win right at the bar. And we have the largest betting options in the state. Now, watching, wagering, and cheering on your team to victory is better than ever. Stop in and check out the all-new expanded Caesars Sportsbook, only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
4 News Now is brought to you by Automotive Trades Night.
Thanks for watching Nightside. We did not properly celebrate the fact that we have hit 60 degrees twice now, once on Easter and once today. We made it into the 60s, 5 degrees above average. Look where we started the day, 48. That's well above average. 7:33 is our sunset time. But I want to show you the high temperatures across the region because it was quite a variety. And the cold front has been paused right along here. So on the cold side of the front, 40s and 50s for highs, but look on the warm side of the front, 70 in Pullman, 78 in Lewiston. Missoula hit 80 degrees today. And then I want to show you the difference tomorrow. We're going to drop 10 degrees in Spokane, but look at Lewiston and Pullman once the front comes through. A 20 and more than 20 degree drop in temperatures for tomorrow. Meanwhile, we are going to be below average for a few days, down in the 50s and even the 40s through Friday. But then the warm-up comes right as we get into the weekend, up to 66 on Sunday. That might not be the trend, however. Our temperature forecast from the Climate Prediction Center, April 18th through the 24th, calling for below average temperatures. And it's only a slight chance. It's in the light green, above average precipitation. Pick of the night tonight. From a Saturday bike ride, Andra Derrickson made her way through Riverfront Park and captured this pretty reflection there on the river. That river's going to start running very high over the next few weeks as we start melting that snowpack. It's about time. We're warming up. And look how green that grass is. Some signs of spring. You have to look for them, though. Aaron?
Yes, you do. Thank you, Chris. Well, new on Nightside, people are talking about Starbucks' new olive oil infused drink, but not in the way the company had hoped. Former CEO Howard Schultz said it would transform the coffee industry, be very profitable.
Right, but customers are now complaining that the oleado or olido, I'm sure the barista will tell me I'm saying it wrong, is making them run not to their local Starbucks, but to the restroom. Yikes. So Starbucks recently introduced this drink hoping that customers would be enticed by the novelty and the health benefits of extra virgin olive oil. But the company may not have considered that the combination of coffee and olive oil might create stomach upset. A barista on the Starbucks Reddit page posted that half of the team tried the drink and a few needed to, quote, use the restroom, if you know what I mean.
Only on Nightside.
The Idaho Attorney General is warning business owners to be on the lookout for robocalls claiming they qualify for a federal tax credit.
Well, here are some tips from the AG's office. Ignore calls from unknown numbers, hang up on robocalls immediately, consult with private attorneys and tax professionals.
Also new on Nightside, this year's tax refund is about 11% smaller than last year, but at nearly $3,000, it's a prime opportunity to make some smart moves. Money coach Lynette Calfani-Cox has these 5 tips to spend your 2023 tax refund wisely. Number 1, work on paying off your high interest debt. This goes for credit cards and personal cards. That'll decrease your monthly payments. Number 2, create or boost your emergency savings fund, and then don't touch it.
We know from study after study that the average American doesn't even have $500 socked away to deal with an emergency.
And the 3rd tip is to purchase a life insurance policy. Consider a policy that covers about 5 to 10 times your annual salary. And the 4th tip is to increase the percentage you're contributing to your retirement funds. Finally, invest in yourself. Set aside some of that refund cash for a gym membership or home improvement, maybe some dental work or a new wardrobe.
Well, Bare Minimum Mondays, it's a term coined by TikTok content creator Marissa Mays for easing into the work week and prioritizing self-care over productivity. The hashtag Bare Minimum Mondays racking up more than 2 million views.
Now we've got bare minimum Mondays and a big push towards a 4-day work week. It clearly is an indication that people are burned out and trying to find ways to re-energize themselves while doing the thing that they have to do, earn a paycheck.
According to a Gallup poll, 68% of Gen Z and younger millennials reported feeling stressed overall, more than their older counterparts, while 54% reported they also were not as engaged at work than their senior coworkers.
Insisting on work-life balance and insisting that mental health is important. As a result of where they're at in this generation, they don't have a lot to lose by actually laying it out on the line and saying, I really want to have a better experience at work.
The NBA playoffs are just around the corner, and the Inland Northwest will be represented quite well. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti shows us the stars to look out for when the ball tips later this week.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Speed and Custom Show this weekend.
This is Pierce's last day? Oh, God, I hate that. I have a history of spiraling when people leave me.
Dr. Pierce, this is Nola. She has a giant tumor which has completely taken over her heart.
Blood pressure's soaring. There's no margin for error.
Let's do it.
You challenge me. You inspire me. Come with me to Chicago.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
Snow melting, birds chirping, it's time to celebrate spring. Now's the best time to visit Jacob's Custom Living. New furniture has arrived for spring, and we really have the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dining sets, umbrellas, and much more. Take it home today if you're ready, or get free storage until May. Special spring clearance pricing on select items throughout the store. Come celebrate spring at Jacob's Custom Living on Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
Performance. It's what powers the 2023 family of Mazda CUVs. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and an available turbo engine. Helping you take performance further.
With effortless power and the reliability of iActive all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at Shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
After dropping their series finale out in Cleveland on Sunday afternoon, the Seattle Mariners flew out to the friendly confines of Wrigley Field to start a 3-game series with the Cubbies. And through the first week of the season, the storyline for the M's has been the play at the plate. Seattle sitting at 25th in the league in batting average and 26 in on-base percentage. But tonight would be any different? Spoiler alert, no. In the bottom of the 4th inning, we've got a 1-1 game and Luis Castillo on the mound for Seattle, but runners on the corners for the Cubs, and Eric Hosmer goes into the opposite field, and Chicago takes a 2-1 lead and threatening for even more. A couple batters later, it's going to be Yan Gomes, lines this ball past Castillo, but Sam Haggerty there to make the grab and get the double play. Certainly saved at least 1 run right there. We move to the 9th, still the same score for the M's, down to their final 2 outs, but Jared Kelenic sends this one to deep right field, bounces off the scoreboard. We have ourselves a game, and we, for the 2nd straight night, are headed to extra innings for Kelenic. That's his first home run on the season. In the 10th, Seattle with the bases loaded, and Eugenio Suarez trying to break that ball game open. Instead, grounds out to the 3rd, so yet another missed opportunity for this team. And in the bottom of the inning, the Cubs wouldn't blow their shot as Nick Hoerner gets this ball to drop into shallow right field. That brings home the winning run, and for the 2nd straight day, Seattle falls in extras. And we're just a week into the season, but that's already the 3rd time that they've fallen in extra innings.
Didn't get a ton going offensively. We had some chances there with the bases loaded and couldn't execute or get the runs in. So disappointing to extra inning loss again.
Seattle will look to get back in the win column tomorrow evening as Chris Flexen gets the nod in Game 2. After 6 months of games, the NBA regular season concluded on Sunday as 20 teams are still in the race for a championship, and that does include a few local faces from our area that'll be looking to hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy in just a couple of months. Former Gonzaga All-American Domantas Sabonis will be headed to the playoffs for the 4th time as he helps the Sacramento Kings make the postseason for the first time in 17 years. In 79 games this season, he averaged a double-double while shooting better than 61% from the field. The Kings enter the playoffs as the number 3 seed in the Western Conference, and they are going to face off against who? The defending champion Golden State Warriors, who are helped led by former Washington State Cougar and my classmate Klay Thompson. Now, many thought he was finished after blowing out his ACL and Achilles in back-to-back seasons, but the haters continued to take L's on this one. On Sunday, Klay became just the 3rd player in NBA history to make at least 300 made three-pointers in a season. That also led the league this year. Thompson and the Warriors will be looking for their 5th championship in the last decade. Game 1 between the Warriors and the Kings is set for 5:30, and you can catch that right here on KXOY ABC4. And last but certainly not least, former Bulldog Rui Hachimura will be headed to the postseason for the 2nd time in his career as he and the Los Angeles Lakers will be in the play-in tournament starting tomorrow. Hachimura started the season with the Washington Wizards before being traded to LA in the midway point. Since joining LA, he's averaged more than 9 points a game while bringing in almost 5 rebounds. And don't forget, KXOY is your exclusive home for the NBA Finals starting on June 1st. And can't forget about the Stanley Cup Final. That'll get underway on June 8th as the Seattle Kraken are set to begin their first playoffs next week. And staying in the basketball world, the honors continue to pour in for Coeur d'Alene standout Tegan Colvin. Today, she was named the Max Preps Idaho High School Girls Basketball Player of the Year. Colvin led the Vikings to a 24-2 record that included a state championship. Over 26 games, the junior averaged more than 18 points a game. As she enters her senior year, more than 20 Division I programs have offered her a scholarship. Going to be exciting to watch her one more year. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
No matter who you are, being yourself can be tough when you have severe asthma. Triggers can pop up out of nowhere, causing inflammation that can lead to asthma attacks. But no matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help. Tespire is an add-on treatment for people 12 and over that proactively reduces inflammation, which means you could have fewer attacks, breathe better, and relieve your asthma symptoms. So you can be you, whoever you are. Tespire is not a rescue medication. Don't take Tespire if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions may occur and can be serious. Rash or eye allergy can happen. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Sore throat, joint, and back pain may occur. Avoid live vaccines. By helping control your asthma, Tespire can help you be you. No matter who you are, ask your asthma specialist about Tespire today.
April showers brings mud, and that means it's time to go off-road and throw some dirt. And everything you need is waiting at Snow's Auto. Add lighting upgrade, new bumper and winch, and get special pricing on all truck and Jeep lifts, as well as new rugged tires to make your truck, Jeep, or Bronco an off-road beast. Plus, save on remote starts for just $399. Window tints are $50 off, and all speakers, amps, and subwoofers are on sale this week at Snow's Auto.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
We're going to wake up with wet weather in extreme eastern Washington and North Idaho, drying out by mid-morning, but then in the afternoon, some showers, possibly thunderstorms, and it is going to be a windy Tuesday.
Good to know. Thanks, Chris. This one's for you, Alex. This next story is for you. If you're interested in having an unconventional wedding, now you could get married in a Wienermobile.
Oh.
Oscar Myers says it will host weddings in its first Wienermobile of love.
Oh, my.
Yeah, they're going to provide a photographer.
This is a reality TV show.
And even have hot doggers. Those are people on hand who will witness the atrocity, because you know your friends and family won't show up to that wedding.
On the contrary, they'd be. I don't know if they'd be more excited with Wienermobile or just me getting married. I mean, so
they'd be proud either way.
Either way, what does that cost though? Besides your dignity,
they wouldn't provide that for free as like advertising.
I'm sure you have to pay something. There's always a catch.
Yeah. You gotta. You can only eat the.
You would relish that wedding.